This is More to Say with Randy Naughton. Interesting conversations with interesting people.
I'm one of your hosts today, Logan Janis.
And I'm Randy Naughton from the More to Say podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have one of our good friends on, somebody whom we've spoken to numerous times about so many different things. Please say hi to Steve Ewing. You know him from Steve's Hot Dogs all over St. Louis, and also The Urge, and also Pumping Iron in the Gym. You look good in a t-shirt, Steve. This is what I'm saying.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show. This is great.
Well, we know that you and your company and those you know have been very actively involved in tornado relief from the tornado that hit the St. Louis area, St. Louis proper, on May 16th. First of all, how did your store on Delmar fare? Did you get any damage from that?
We sure did. So our restaurant was right in the middle of a big part of that storm. So we're right at Delmar and Union. So we got hit pretty hard. The whole block got hit really hard. So we have damage that kind of knocked us out for over a month. So us and, like I said, everybody on our block, that block of Union, heading on down the Kings Highway, took quite a bit of damage that day.
Yeah. But you're open for business as we speak.
We are not. So we're
not
working hard to get back open on the 17th, June 17th.
Great.
So the program and the day we're talking about, Build Back the Block on June 17th. It's not just a fundraiser, a community that we're get together. It's a reopening too. Like, this is, you guys have been in the thick of it. I have been so thankful. I've been really thankful to Danny for keeping us all updated too with her social media post. She even called into our studio phone here and left us a message, and we're going to drop that on the podcast as well on Mostly Superheroes, just as its own feature, because the more we talk about it, the best. And I can tell you, I was so glad to hear from you, Steve, on this venture, because you guys there hit directly, had no choice but to pull up your bootstraps and start cleaning, and people showed up to help, and you were feeding them dogs. Of course, dogs came into play. And I know a lot of us, like me personally, have just felt a little helpless and wanting to do more. So I'm sure, Randy, you felt the same way. Build Back the Block, June 17th is a really a great way where everyone can get in on it.
So, Steve, tell us what Build Back the Block is all about. It's being called a tornado relief concert, but concert is probably just kind of a blanket term. I'm sure there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, the concert is one component. So it'll be the Funky Butt Brass Band. They've donated their time, which is awesome. And me and some of the other members of my band, The Urge, are going to join those guys on a few songs. So everybody's donated their time. We have Chip, from Logic Systems, has donated his time for production and everything. So it's all about raising money for some organizations that will actually put money towards recovery and helping people get food and housing and needed to build back the block. So so that it's about raising money really for the relief from the tornado.
Talk about your sponsors. Who's on board with this?
So we've got quite a few. We have Worldwide Technology. We have Enterprise. We have Hubbard or Hubble. They have pitched in. So quite a few right now. We got a good chunk of folks donating. We're working on more, of course. But yeah, so it's all about raising that money for the relief. And we're hoping to get a big crowd out on that Tuesday, the 17th, so we can get folks to come out and get food, get drinks. A percentage of sales are going right back to the organizations as well. So it's going to be all about us trying to raise as much money to get back to our neighborhood and try to get some folks back on their feet.
Well, count us in for sure. We'll be there. We'll help get the word out and all that good stuff. And it wasn't just businesses; it was residents and everybody up and down that path of destruction that happened in less than 30 minutes. And what a day! So I feel like you might even be doing a call to arms also, right? Like if you you've got these great organizations here that'll do work, but if you're hearing this and you need to be involved, like this is a time to be involved and come be a part of this group that's all about the same mission, just helping the neighborhood.
Yeah, this is great. We're kind of making the work a little bit easier for people who do want to get involved and don't know how to do it. So we have, great ways to do that. So like, with Action St. Louis, and a few others that are really on the ground doing a lot for St. Louis. So this is an easy way to come and get involved in helping the city. And it's going to take a long time and a lot of effort and a lot of funds to do that. So this is an easy, great way to come out, support, and get back to the community on that.
I know that you have multiple locations of Steve's Hot
Mhm.
Dogs. Are there efforts at all the other locations also tied into this event at the Delmar location?
Yeah, so you can do that on our website, the Steve's Hot Dogs STL.com. The focus is on Delmar right now because that's the location that took the damage.
Yeah.
And so we'll have a good portion of our people down there working that Tuesday night, and volunteering. We're really putting the focus on the neighborhood so people can know, kind of get a feel for what actually happened, where it happened. Not everybody knows
Yeah.
what it looks like over there on the north side, on that stretch of Delmar. So this it's all about putting that focus on the neighborhood.
That's a really good point. I was thinking like this isn't one of those times where we have an event in front of us and yeah, we're counting down and that's fun. This is where I was going to say, are you comfortable sharing with us what you guys actually need ahead of June 17th? Like what are you guys trying to accomplish? And it sounds like you've got a lot of great hands and sponsors on deck. So there must be a light maybe at the end of the tunnel since we have an opening day, but I'm sure there's just so much work to be done. Like what are the main things that need done right now?
Food for people who are unhoused. Places like they can come grab food. Maybe they're out of their work, or maybe they're out. They're out of their homes for sure. Um, so you can come by, grab food from these places that are offering it. Also, eventually in the future, housing. So if you have lost your home, a place to stay, a place for your kids to be at. So temporary housing. Those are the things that we need right away. So that's what it's all about. So this kind of gets that thing started. The need's going to be a long time. Building property, preparing property, it's going to take a long time. And so this is the beginning steps. And we've had such great work from the community on hitting the ground as quickly as possible with the cleanup effort, just trying to keep things safe. So the city's definitely stepped up their game on this. It's really cool to see how they've done that. And for us, we just want to play our part. We want to be a part of this and, really showcase this neighborhood and kind of give you an idea, like I said, the extent of the damage. And, by coming there, you can actually see, you can say, well, definitely need to help out here. I understand actually what happened, not just what I see on the news. I get it, so that's also about getting people down there to see what's up.
And Steve, how much of the damage have you toured? Because I know it's widespread from your area to the Central West End to the north side of St. Louis. It was a huge area and even into Illinois. How
Yep.
much of it have you been able to assess and look at it with your very eyes?
Pretty much all the damage on the north side. So we're right at Delmar and Union. So everything just north of us got hit really hard. So just driving through the neighborhood where the restaurant is, you can see a good brunt of all that damage. And so you just keep going, north and west. You can see all of it. It's pretty bad. A lot of houses are gone.
And why is it so important to you, Steve? Because I follow you on social media and we've known each other for many, many years, not only with your band, but with your franchises and all the fun things you do. W- You're all about St. Louis. You're all about supporting it. You're all about advocacy for the city. And you're all about putting yourself out there in the neighborhoods and, serving up a great product. You've always been about that, even before this tragedy. Why is it so important for you and your business to be so involved?
It's just real easy when you have your businesses and your home and your family in the city and in the neighborhoods. It's just very easy for you to see what needs to happen in your community to make it better, to make it more cohesive. And so that's what we do from the ground up, as we try to involve everyone and everything we do with our businesses, because we're inside of neighborhoods here in the city. So when something bad happens, immediately you want to mobilize, you want to get going as quickly as you can to alleviate some of the discomfort, some of the pain, and have a place where people can gather, and start healing, start that healing process. So that's very important to me, because I live in the neighborhood, so it's my community.
Have you ever seen anything like this before? I mean, I know we've had issues with, snowstorms and civic unrest and, a lot of different things. What about this particular incident? Has there been anything like it in your eyes?
I have never seen anything like this, and I've seen some bad storms and some tornadoes from afar, but I've never seen a tornado like rip through a city. Period. And so it's almost like, well, immediately at first you don't believe it actually happened. It's like, is this real? This doesn't look real? And then it becomes very real to you that this is something that I've never seen. Most people haven't seen, and we may never see this again. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this,
Hopefully not.
this is pretty brutal. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this.
It's also very fresh, and I really do like Build Back the Block as not only the name of the event, but it's a really good campaign. And I think this is a campaign that's just getting started.
Yeah.
And this June 17th at the Delmar Steve's location, along with the fountain, it sounds like a kickoff party. And I think, that's where I kind of turn on the hype a little bit, because it's going to be fun. Like, Funky Butt Brass Band is there. There's hot dogs. There's drinks. It's also going to be like, all right, we're in this together. We made it through together. We lost some people together. Let's raise a glass and let's make sure that we can do this a lot more often and take care of not just the businesses, but the people that live here. So June 17th, we'll be there, but I feel like we'll be seeing more Build Back the Block parties. Is that right, Steve?
Yeah, there's no reason not to do that. So, like I said, it's a gathering place. Just kind of gives people hope. We never lay down. So, in the face of adversity like this, we don't lay down. We get to work. So, this just kind of gives people hope and some energy behind continuing the work on actually building back the block. So, what people can do to build their neighborhood back up, and to keep people in the neighborhood. So, yeah, we don't lay down. We get to work. That's what we do.
So, for those who may not be able to attend the concert on June 17th at 5 p.m., what can they do to help? Even though they won't be able to be there, what can they do to actually contribute?
There's our website, steveshotdogsstl.com. There's links there for donation. Gives you information on the different organizations we are partnering with in the city to help out. So you can go there. Like I said, you can go to the other locations and make donations as well. They're set up for Feed the People donations, which we use to actually feed folks on a regular basis in the neighborhoods. So, like I said, you can go to the website or you can go to any locations and donate for our Feed the People program.
Awesome.
And Delmar's opening back up, and I can tell you a couple of fun connections. Jennifer, she was the winner of our huge contest at Two Rivers Comic Con, a huge prize pack. And there was a lot of Steve's Hot Dog stuff in there and the fountain. And I said, where do you want to pick this up? And she said, Steve's Hot Dogs Delmar. So, Jennifer, you're damn right. Come pick this thing up at Delmar after June 17th. And then also our friends at Team Jakey and the Stigma, we're hosting a happy hour at Steve's on Delmar August 7th. That's a Wednesday. It'll be a Wednesday night. So if you can't make the June 17th, come out and join us there. We're going to be at the Delmar location a lot, but Steve's Hot Dogs STL.com. Definitely go make your donations if you're able and willing.
I have called Logan the ultimate hype man. I don't know, Steve, if you've been hanging out with him very often, but
Yeah,
if you have an event,
I think
he
that's
is
a
your
good name.
guy.
I think that's a very good name for him. Yep.
The ultimate hype man, for sure.
Well, Steve, we got to get the mini out again. Get the mini Mondays going back. Let's give Delmar some love.
We do, no doubt. So yeah, when we get kind of back on our feet, we got to get the mini back out on the road and get around the neighborhood. That'd be great.
I did want to ask you, and I'm curious. Every time I interview a restaurant owner, if I'm on the radio or whatever, I always ask, what is your go-to item if you're going to have something to eat? What do you order, Steve? And how many hot dogs a week do you eat?
Ah, so I'm a grazer. I go in the restaurant and just graze all day long. But if I'm going to order a hot dog from our shop, I usually get the bacon Jamaican. It's got bacon twice on it. It's got grilled bell pepper. It's got pepper jack cheese,
Wow.
honey chipotle sauce. So it kind of just hits everywhere. That's my joint. Um, Typically, like I said, when I'm in the restaurant, I'm grazing on everything. I usually have some burger stuff and have some fries. I can't stay away from the French fries. That's my guilty pleasure. But
Oh my gosh.
That
And look at you. You're so fit. You're in
Yeah.
the gym all the time. I mean,
you gotta
where do
get
you find the time for it all?
that's in the morning. It's my first thing I do every day. Yep.
All right, you're putting us to shame.
He does. I know. We tell him. Scotty says it all the time. He's the busiest guy in St. Louis. That's what Scotty always
He
says.
really is.
I'm
Yep.
a Chicago dog guy. Carrie's a Hawaii 5-0 dog. That's her celebration. If she's
I'm a New Yorker, so we all have our own flavors, right?
Yep. Coney dogs, you get,
Yep.
chili on it. Chicago dogs are fantastic. They're classic.
classic.
Yes, but mine is a bacon Jamaican. So if you're looking for something, check that one out because it's delicious.
All right, for those who may have just been joining us, we want to remind you on June 17th, Tuesday night. Okay, it's a Tuesday evening, 5 p.m. After work, don't cook, bring the kids. It's going to be basically like a block party. Build Back the Block tornado relief concert supporting businesses impacted by the May 16th tornado. It's going to be at Steve's Hot Dogs and the Fountain location on Delmar. And it's also sponsored by, let me give them some shout out, Hospitality Group, Country Financial, the Clark Fox Family Foundation, and the Mini Auto House BMW, right?
That's correct.
Among the other sponsors you
And
mentioned.
then we have the other sponsors, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Steve Ewing, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for the good cause. Pass the good word and hello to Danny for us and the whole crew at Steve's Hot Dogs. We can't wait till June 17th. And good on you guys. This is nothing new for your group, and we see you and we appreciate you. So thank you for that and your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. I'm Logan from Mostly Superheroes.
And I'm Randy Naughton from the More to Say podcast. You can find us wherever you stream your podcasts.
This has been More to Say with Randy Naughton. Interesting conversations with interesting people. Be sure to like or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.